And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Before we do get into today's video, as always, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. So I hope you guys are all well. There's a lot to go through in today's video. As you can tell by the title, we've got some massive Adam Idah to Celtic news, which is a very positive story for once so far this transfer window. It feels like a lot of the news has been pretty slow, to be fair, but the news that has come out is with regards to players leaving the club rather than players joining. Of course, he made an offer for Adam Idah recently that was kind of rejected by Norwich. It wasn't enough money. Their new manager wants to use him, assess him in pre-season as well, and see maybe where he could fit into his plans for next season. But we have an update with regards to him and his situation at Norwich. So we'll discuss that in just a moment. But I want to go over a story with regards to another player that's been linked to a move to Celtic, and it's another striker as well. If you cast your minds back about a week ago now, we spoke about a player called Andy Rojas. He's a young Costa Rican player. He's the youngest ever Costa Rican to start in the Copa America. He's 18 years old, a very promising young striker. And Celtic basically have shown a lot of interest in this player, but so have a lot of other clubs in Europe. So I'll give you an update on this situation. So the 18-year-old striker who recently made headlines as the youngest player to represent Costa Rica at Copa America is drawing interest from across Europe. Paradino sporting director Robert Garbanzo confirmed that the club has received not one but two formal offers for Rojas. Garbanzo declined to name the bidding clubs. However, it's known that one bid did come from Portugal. He said, "We have now received two formal bids for Andy. I'm not going to say the names of the club. We hope to make the best decision for the club, both financially and sportingly for Andy." So Celtic initially believed they could secure Rojas for around £800,000. However, with multiple clubs now in the fray, including teams from Spain, Belgium and Portugal, the Scottish champions might need to up their game to clinch Rojas' signature. And of course, with Hwang Oi potentially making a departure, that would leave Kyogo to be the only natural senior striker at the club. However, as we're going to discuss in a second, Celtic are confident of Adam Idah returning. Rojas could be a good third-choice striker, picking up minutes here and there while being the understudy to two top strikers. So, kind of a transfer blow there a little bit, I suppose. I mean, there's another team that put a bid in for him, whereas last time I reported it was just the one from Portugal. So definitely a lot of interest in him. They mentioned, well, the president of the club that he plays for, Garbanzo, he mentioned it would be a lot more than £800,000 if any club wants to sign him. You're looking at between £2 to £4 million to get a Rojas signature. Now, of course, he could be a very good player for the future, but he definitely shouldn't be one of our priority signings this transfer window. And I don't think he is. I think he's more of a player for the future, which Celtic are interested in. But there's definitely positions elsewhere on the park we need to focus on first. A lot of you guys were commenting yesterday, give us a goalkeeper update, which I can't really do because there's not much happening in that sense with a goalkeeper coming to the club, which again is frustrating because that's one of the key areas we need to improve on. So yeah, as much as Rojas would be a nice signing to have, he's definitely not a priority one as things stand right now, and he shouldn't be deemed that. But a player that should be deemed as a priority signing is that man mentioned before, Adam Idah. So Celtic are reportedly confident of securing Adam Idah's permanent transfer from Norwich City. Scott Burns, who's a reputable journalist, has indicated that the club is confident about finalising a deal for Idah, who is keen on making the move after a successful loan spell. Doing a run-in for a potential transfer dealing, Scott Burns wrote, "Celtic are confident of sealing the permanent transfer of Idah from Norwich City." Brendan Rodgers has not shied away from expressing his desire to keep Idah at the club, appreciating the striker's contributions during his temporary stay. The 23-year-old striker made a notable impact in his stint with Celtic, becoming a fan favourite. The club's confidence in securing his services permanently suggests that negotiations in Norwich are heading in positive directions, potentially seeing Idah back in Glasgow for the upcoming season. So concurrently, the pursuit of Paulo Bernardo continues to develop, which we'll discuss that in a second, although it faces hurdles regarding the transfer fee. Celtic is striving for a cut price deal, but Benfica is holding firm on the valuation for the midfielder who rejoined their pre-season training. So there's two players that we had on loan last season that the club want to sign. Paulo Bernardo would be a great signing as well, but there's issues there with the contract. He's very keen on the move himself, but I think there's issues with the fee, how much you get paid per week, and the transfer fee in question, because the buy option that Celtic had, they didn't want to pursue that amount, they wanted to play a little bit less. But Adam Idah, Of course, we put in like a £4 million bid for him, I believe. It was between £3 and £4 million for Idah. That was rejected. I think Norwich are looking closer to £6 to £8 million for him. I do think he's worth that. He's 23 years old. He has got a long term left on his contract. I think he's contracted at Norwich until 2028. So they do hold all kind of the cards right now for negotiations. They have no real rush to sell him whatsoever. And I guess it's kind of poor by Celtic standards because we loaned him in a panic loan. A lot of fans were not happy when he initially signed, more so because it felt rushed. But we of course backed the player, and he did amazing for us in those 6 months that he was here. But in that deal, there was no buy option whatsoever. So there's fresh negotiations going on right now, and of course having such a great 6 months at Celtic, that price has skyrocketed up from what it could have been if he didn't have a great great half of the season with the club. But yeah, £6 to £8 million probably what we'd have to pay Norwich to even tempt them to accept it. Of course, the player himself is very keen on the move. He wants to come back to Celtic. He's made that very clear. I've been seeing a lot of fans on Facebook. Actually, I'm in the Celtic groups on Facebook. A lot of fans are posting pictures. There was a guy in Norwich at one of the bars or something, or around the area of Norwich, and he bumped into Adam Idah, and he said he was speaking to him about Celtic and stuff like that. He said he loves it up there. Of course, that's just rumours, I suppose. I've seen it online. I thought it was quite interesting. But yeah, I think Adam Idah definitely wants to come back to the club, and I think a lot of Celtic fans really want him back at the club as well. He was superb for us, and he would definitely be a key area that we can look to get sorted there. And then a striker being a key area that we need to improve on. So him and Kyogo will be the two main strikers then. Of course, Rojas would be a good signing, but I think anything more than £3 million for him is risky because he could be crap. But he definitely will be a project signing. But definitely not a priority right now. So guys, let me know your thoughts on everything we discussed in today's video. Would you want the club to focus on getting Andy Rojas from Costa Rica, or is that kind of maybe like a signing that should happen after we signed all the positions that we need to sign, like a defender, goalkeeper, midfielder, striker, etc., first team players in those positions, and then maybe focus on players for the future? That's my thoughts anyway with that situation. And do you think Adam Idah will come back to Celtic on a permanent deal? Yes or no? It looks to be heading in that direction, which is definitely positive for us. But I guess, as I mentioned, just wait till we match the transfer fee that Norwich want for him. And the same question goes with Paulo Bernardo as well. Do you think he will come back to Celtic? Again, he's very keen on the move. He mentioned that when he went on holiday after the season finished. He wanted his agent to sort the deal. It didn't really work out. And now he's back at pre-season with Benfica, who are holding firm on the asking price for him, which is what the buy option was in the deal initially when we loaned him. So yeah, drop a like on this video as always, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.